Good afternoon. We are at PRI 2018 in Indianapolis, and we're doing an autograph session right now with Kelly Clontz. Kelly drives a really fast motorcycle.
NHRA Pro Stock motorcycle.
NHRA, yeah, I'll let you tell. Ashley Sanford. Sam, what do you drive? Ashley?
Right now I compete in Australia and looking to compete in the States, the Top Fuel Dragster.
Awesome. And you probably know who this young lady is, Erica Enders. Erica, tell them what you do.
I drive NHRA Pro Stock and NHRA Pro Mod.
Exactly. So we have amazing women this weekend in our booth, just like these three that are at the top of their game in racing, and they're well known and they're looked up to for what they've done. So why don't you, Kelly, tell us a little bit about how did you get started racing and like where do you live?
I'm from Southern Maryland. I got started racing with my husband back in 2003 at the bracket level, and in 2017 I raced 4 events in Pro Stock motorcycle, and then 2018 we raced a full season, and we're looking to run a full season in 2019.
Okay, and like where do you race? Where does that series take you?
All over the United States. We don't race locally anymore,
right.
So we race like Virginia would be a close one to us, Reading, Pennsylvania, Charlotte.
Okay.
But then we're also Pomona, Las Vegas,
Yeah.
Denver, you name it, we're all over the place.
So they can find where you're going to be on the NHRA site, I'm sure,
Yes.
the schedule. Then you could go watch her in action, which would be cool.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Erica, you're well known, people know your story, but maybe we've got some listeners that don't. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Born and raised in Houston, Texas. My sister and I grew up watching our dad drag race at a kind of like a hobby sportsman level. So we were at the track every weekend. But I got my start behind the wheel when I was 8 years old in a junior dragster, and I raced that for 9 years. I competed in the Lucas Oil Series and Super Comp and Super Gas and a couple other classes as well. I did that for 5, and this will be my 15th year in Pro Stock. So, which kind of makes me feel a little old.
You know what? Okay, we're not
like that long.
No, we're not
She
going
looks
there.
amazing.
She doesn't look like she's been racing.
No.
I mean, yeah, you started young, but still, yeah. Last night we went to Dick's Last Resort, and my hat said "Went to prom with Moses." So you're very young. If I went to prom with Moses, so anyway, we had a great time. Yeah, we had a great time. Ashley, tell us about yourself.
Well, yeah, I'm Ashley Sanford. I kind of, in a way, have a similar story to Erica. I started when I was 8 years old as well, except this is where it gets different. I grew up doing sand drag racing. So that was on 300 feet of dirt and just very recreational. My dad and my grandpa competed, and I always looked up to them, and I always wanted to go faster though. And so as I got to grow in the sand drags, it was a really small sanctioning body, and it actually ended up kind of dwindling down, and I was graduating high school at 18 years old, and there was nothing else in the world that I could imagine myself doing but racing and trying to, turn this passion into a career. And so I enrolled myself in the college of trying to be an NHRA driver.
There you go.
And yeah, probably tuition to what I've paid to make it happen is about the same.
Yeah, probably.
And so that being said, I started off in the alcohol class, top alcohol class, with the help of my family. We created our own team part-time. Went out, got the funding to get myself seat time and exposure to get myself where I am today, which is now a licensed top fuel driver, trying to compete full-time next to these girls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very cool. So I'm going to ask each one of you. Typically, when I interview women, I have a lot of people that say, "Oh, it's a man's sport. Should women be in it?" Of course, they should be in it. But what would you say to a young girl, maybe like TK or someone younger? They come up to you, the family. My little girl adores you, wants to race. What would be your advice, and would you recommend to get into racing or not? So just a little bit about that.
I know for me, the biggest thing, and I say it, everyone says it, but it's so true, you just can't give up. And it's a lot of work. You have to be prepared, especially something so big as, going in a professional motorsport. It's going to take time, and it can get frustrating. You can feel defeated, but you just cannot give up. You have to keep working towards it. Remember, why you started, your love, your passion for it, and let that guide you, and you'll get there. That's my advice.
Okay.
I'm sure they have
She summed it up.
She did sum it up. She did sum it up pretty
Very
good.
positive.
Well, I'll ask you a different question then, if you guys both agree with her. What is the hardest thing about being involved or getting to the level you're at? What was the hardest thing? Was it getting sponsors? Was it getting seat time? What was your most difficult struggle to get where you are today?
I think all across the board it would probably be to find the funding. I mean, it's just brutal, as we were just talking about, and it doesn't just happen once, unfortunately. You know, you get kicked when you're down quite a bit, and that's part of having tenacity and just going on and not taking no for an answer, and just plugging away at your dreams. And that's something I admire about both of you guys, but like I know your story more, like coming to the Fan Fest in Vegas for the first time. I remember sitting next to her. She's so awesome that you made your dream come true. Like, you were running alcohol at the time, you licensed in Top Fuel, you competed at an NHRA event, now you're racing in, I mean, it's just like there are a million stories like that. Like, I was just listening to TK. So I mean, you, like TK, we all started when we were young, and it's but the funding aspect is really hard, and just kind of public perception. Sometimes people can be really mean.
Yes, they can.
With zero consequence. So those are my two hardest things, I think.
All right. And so what would you say is the best thing about being a woman driving in a motorsports series?
Well, a lot of people don't think that like women have the same abilities as a man, and just to be able to go out there and pursue your dreams and accomplish them and be successful and do what you say you're going to do and work hard at it. I mean, women can do just as much right here.
Yeah.
You know, 15 years, 2 championships.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
You know, you've been working hard at it.
Yeah.
You know, we all strive to win, but at this level, it's not easy.
No, it's not. I have, most everybody that I've interviewed said, I'll say, well, what are your goals? I want to be in NASCAR, because a lot of them have been circle track, or they want to be a Top Fuel winner, or whatever they want. And that's great, and I encourage them to have those dreams. Reality is, there's not very many of you there, is there? No. So I did a kind of a free masterclass series where I interviewed women about careers in motorsports, because I want these girls to not just give up if they're not the driver at the level they want. I want them to be able to run a motorsports team, be the marketing person, do whatever it is that they might have another passion about. Mine would be accounting. I'd be the accountant in the office telling you can't buy that car. But that's the thing. It's great that you're the drivers. We're excited that you're all here more than you know, but everybody can't be the driver.
Right.
And so there's jobs for everybody. Go to school, get your education. Another thing, you don't start at the top, do you? No, you started.
You gotta claw your way.
You gotta claw your way up.
Right.
And some of the mentality, even for kids getting out of college, is I'm going to have the corner office and the big salary. Doesn't happen. And it's harder in a sport because there's so many people that love it and strive for it, and there's only this many that make it to the top. So, yeah. What else would you like to share with the people that are watching about being a woman? I mean, we're not picking on you, because when you get on the bike or in the car or whatever you're racing, you're just a driver. Billy Venerini says when you put the helmet on, you can't be a boy or a girl, you're a driver. And I love that he said that when TK interviewed him. So, just what else would you like to share? Ashley?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, Erica, I know you have practically the same quote, right, where you said, when I'm in the car doesn't know the difference, right? Is that
That's
it?
exactly
Yeah, that's a great quote.
It's great. I love that because it's so true. And it doesn't matter what you look like, who you are. It's you in the car. It's your passion. It's your abilities. Yep. And I think I can speak for all of us. We're all passionate about it. And that's really what drives the car and drives you as a driver to be the best.
Right.
So that's how I feel about it. Yeah.
How about you?
I agree with Ashley. I mean, it's you get told no a lot. You get there are a lot of negative aspects to it, but for every one that's negative, there are so many things that are positive. And you know what you were just saying about different avenues. My sister grew up driving with me and then competed in the sportsman ranks, but went a different route with fitness and PR, and now she does PR for like 8 teams out there, and she manages my team.
Right.
So there are a lot of, and she's extremely talented driver and athlete. So don't ever give up. And just because you're doing something else to take a step to get to where you want to go doesn't mean you're not going to get there. Just keep plugging away.
Right, exactly. Anything to add to that?
No, really, but you have to keep working for it. You know, some people want it and they don't get it and they don't last. And, you know, you have to want it and you have to keep being willing to put the steps in and listen to the negativity and not let it get to you and keep your focus and move forward with it.
You kind of have to develop a tough skin.
Oh,
don't
yeah.
you?
Oh yeah.
I didn't have that naturally.
No, you didn't?
I had to acquire that.
Yeah.
My sister's way tougher than I am.
Oh, okay.
Thick skin.
Thick skin.
Family support, and I mean, groups like this help that too. You know,
Right.
empower each other. You know, try and deter each other from, you know, avoiding all that.
Yeah.
You know, because you can easily get consumed by it and hear the negative and backlash. Right. And you just got to push it out.
Right. One reason there's a lot of reasons I founded this association, but one of the things is that I was looking for a group of women who loved racing, who were passionate about racing. There was nothing. And, you know, so I formed the association really because of that, but also to connect and celebrate women. We're all about guys winning too. We're not against the guys, but they get the press naturally because it's a man's sport. But I wanted to be able to connect and celebrate women. And so perhaps, let's say you didn't know each other and you came here today and you were all racing similar things and you're like, oh, Erica, I struggle with this, and she helps you. And so that's our goal, is to connect and celebrate women in motorsports. Besides, we love doing the stories in the magazine, so we got to get all 3 of you in the magazine. But it's just every time people come to the booth and they're a woman that's doing something in motorsports, my heart just like, I love it. I love it.
Thank you for having us
Yeah,
here.
you're
Thanks for
welcome.
making us
You're
all
welcome.
happen.
Yeah, no, thank you. So we're going to say goodbye for now. They're here at the booth doing autographs, so don't miss out. Come and meet these stars and get your autographs. Bye.